Yesterday's test results are in, and from the looks of them, you're going to be as good as new.
You mean that?
Yep, I expect a complete recovery.
I don't know what to say.
You might start by apologizing.
Apologizing?
You gave me quite a scare in the operating room.
Oh, whose fault was that?
What do you mean?
Well, you didn't think I was just going to go in there and have your simple, easy operation.
No, you're right. Yeah, I should have known. Anyway, I'm just glad you pulled through.
Did a great job.
You sure did. Doctor, thank you for saving her life.
That's what we're here for.
Listen, when she's all fully recovered, would it be okay if she goes to New York?
Oh, I don't see why not, as long as you take it easy, Ruby.
Well, I'll do whatever you say. Thank you, Doctor.
Well, I'll see you later.
Thank you.
I'll be back on my rounds.
Okay. Thanks, Doctor. Did you hear what he said?
Of course I heard. You're going to be okay.
I'm glad you heard it. I thought maybe I was dreaming.
No, you're not dreaming. You pulled through it. You pulled through this like you pulled through everything else. You are a strong, beautiful lady, Ruby Anderson. You are a true credit to womanhood.
Oh, you come here. Think I'm going to let you get away with a compliment like that? Oh. I love you.
I love you, too.
We idiot.
Yeah, we're a couple of dim-witted, sentimental dolts. You know that.
Excuse me, are we disturbing you?
No, we're just blubbering like a couple of kids.
But Dr. Bradshaw said that you were on the road to recovery.
Oh, yeah, well, you see, the Spencers and the Andersons have a very tacky trait. We cry at no parking on Thursdays.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm sorry to barge in like this, but there is someone who would like to congratulate you, too. Do you remember her, Ruby?
Not sure. It's Maureen Morrissey.
You're right, it is. How are you? How are you feeling, Mrs. Anderson?
Well, the doctors say just fine, but I heard a lot, but who's going to argue with them?
Oh, well, Maureen is hoping to find a job here at the hospital.
Yes, as a nurse. I just moved into town.
You've got a brother, haven't you?
Yes, Johnny Morrissey.
That's right. That's right. I remember him from when we grew up on Elm Street. He was always following me around. I stuffed him in garbage cans every once in a while.
Yes, you did. That's Johnny, all right.
He was a boxer?
Yes, he was a boxer. He was a while back, but he gave it up. He had to quit. But he's still on the waterfront, and he's working now for Mr. Durnley as a timekeeper.
What do you know? I'll have to look him up.
Oh, he'd love that. I know he would really appreciate it because he always thought of you as the older brother that he never had.
How's your dad?
Oh.
Is he still working for the railroad?
Well, he's fine, but no, not anymore. He had to quit his job because he got injured, and which is why I'm looking for work now.
Oh. You had a sister.
That's right, Deirdre, my younger sister. Yes, and she's on a scholarship to the University of Port Charles. We're all really proud of her.
She's still as pretty as she used to be.
Yes, she's prettier. The kid gets better looking every year.
I guess the only thing to be said is welcome to General Hospital.
Well, not yet.
No, she has to pass Mrs. Brewer's inspection first.
Oh, there won't be any trouble there. Jessie knows a good thing when she finds it. You just give her my recommendation.
Oh, Ruby, I will. Speaking of Jessie, we better find her before she gets off to lunch.
All right.
It's nice to see you again, Maureen.
Thank you.
My best to Johnny.
I'll tell him.
I hope to see you again.
You will, Mrs. Anderson. You really will. And I want to see you on your feet again very soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Geez, the Morrisseys. Woo. I haven't thought of them in a long time.
Well, you've had a lot in your mind.
Yeah, I guess so.
Any news about Laura?
No, not yet. Robert and Jackie are working on it. They think they're onto a hot tip.
Then what are you doing here?
I'm visiting you.
Listen, the doctors have told you how good I'm feeling, and I love all the tea and sympathy, but I'd feel a lot better if you were out there working with them.
Thank you for understanding.
Give Robert and Jackie my best. Tell them I want everything solved by the time I get out of here.
Right.
We can rule out Mel Wilson as a suspect in Laura Spencer's disappearance.
For the moment, I will agree with that.
But we can't forget that he is connected with my sister, which could lead us to Laura Spencer's whereabouts.
All we have to do is find him.
Yeah, or my sister.
I might be right off the beam here, but I figure you find one, you're going to find the other.
That's why the stakeout at Gorham's is so important.
Look, I wouldn't get too disappointed if that doesn't work out. The whole thing sounds too flaky to me.
Oh, you don't know my sister. She'll be there.
Look, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's that?
Why does your sister lift these little trinkets?
I guess because she likes them.
Oh, come on. Now, what's the motivation? Why does she feel compelled to steal?
Well, how should I know? I'm not a psychiatrist.
But you know her. You must have a few theories.
Well, our parents died when we were real young. So we kind of got shuffled around in between relatives. And, you know, they really do mean well. But they can only keep you for so long.
The pathway to hell is paved with good intentions.
Seemed like every few months we were in a new town, a new city, meeting new people.
So that's where you got your independence from.
Yeah, and Laura got her a habit for shoplifting. It was like getting gifts for herself. She always thought no one would give her anything, including love.
My sympathy for this young woman is moving in leaps and bounds.
You know, it's like when we were kids, I thought, well, she's going to grow out of it. But she never did, really.
Now it's become an addiction.
Addiction, good word, good word.
And that's why you feel sure she'll be at this sale at Gorham's on Friday.
You bet I'm sure. That's why we're going to be there. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. Well, I think our replacements are here. Lunch.
What?
You know, 1 hour. Why don't we get something to eat?
Oh, I can't.
You're not skipping meals again, are you?
No. I'm going to go with Nancy, you know, Dr. Hardy's secretary, and we're going to go pick up his presents.
Oh, well, that's nice of you, Nancy.
I think so.
Dr. Richardson, report to X-rays. Dr. Richardson, report to X-rays.
Oh, Jessie. Ah, so glad we caught you. Do you have a minute now?
Yes, what can I do for you?
This is Maureen Morrissey, a former student of mine. You may remember her. She is looking for a job here.
Oh, yes, I do. Why wouldn't she make a great replacement for Bobby Spencer?
Yes, that's what I thought, too. See what you can do, will you?
Of course I will.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, you're in very good
Sorry, I
hands.
appreciate it.
Now, she is a hometown girl. Go easy.
I'll try.
Why don't we go over here in the lounge and sit down? No,
That's fine.
Let's see, if you're a student of Audrey's, I don't have to ask if you're a good nurse, because I know you are. Let's see, where have you been practicing since graduation?
Well, I was an RN at the Hoover Medical Center, which is in Northridge, Massachusetts.
Hoover, okay. For how long?
Just short of 3 years.
3 years. And since then?
Since then, well, I made a try at marriage, but it didn't work out.
Oh, then I assume you're divorced.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Any children?
No children.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What made you decide to go back to nursing?
Well, actually, there are several reasons. I was divorced, and I had the spare time. Of course, I needed to earn a living. And I miss nursing. It's a profession that I feel quite strongly about.
Great. You have references?
Oh, yes, of course. Here they are. And the one inside, the top one, is from the Chief of Staff at Hoover.
That's very impressive. You're obviously very qualified for the job.
Does that mean that...
That means that I have to make a few phone calls to verify things and check these out, and I have to talk to Dr. Hardy, our Chief of Staff, and if he says all right, Everything's fine.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much, Mrs. Brewer. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All that we ask is you be a good nurse.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a good question. I don't know why the other nurses elected me to do this. I guess they figured I have more time than they do. They don't know how hard I'm studying.
Any ideas about what he might like?
No, that's why I'm dragging you along.
Oh, Dr. Hardy's a hard person to shop for. He already has just about everything.
Funny, that's exactly what Anne told me.
Well, we'll find some.
Well, I thought we could check those little specialty stores on Main. Maybe get him something silly for his desk.
Good idea.
I'd like to, but,
I stopped by to see Ruby a little earlier, and she's in a very good spirit.
yeah, she's doing very well. Audrey, could I take a rain check for lunch?
Oh, of course.
All right, I'll see you later.
Right. Heather,
Audrey.
where's Nancy?
Oh, she went out to lunch.
Oh, you covering for her?
No, actually, I was just bringing up the daily census here. Dr. Hardy likes to be sure and get it on time.
Is he in?
No, I think he stepped out.
Oh, dear, he went out to lunch without me. Do you know, Jessie has been looking for you.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, it's something about the morning admission reports.
See.
Listen, I'll ride down with you.
Okay, fine.
I think we finally found a replacement for Bobby Spencer.
Really? That's wonderful.
Yeah, her name is Maureen Morrissey, and she used to live here in Port Charles.
We need to know more.
You mean more evidence?
Yeah, but I just don't want to risk it at this point.
So you think there is a connection?
Between David and your memory loss? Yeah, I think it's very possible.
Great. What are we going to do now?
Nothing.
Nothing. This is really scary.
Look, I'm scared too.
Maybe if we called him and talked...
No, not like last time. No way. Now, there's no fooling David. In fact, I'm not even going to mention it to him until I can at least prove something.
And until then?
We wait.
Yeah, but he still thinks I don't have a memory.
And he's going to go on thinking that.
You mean you want me to pretend?
Baby, I want you to more than just pretend. I really want you to believe it. Now, one little slip up in front of David, and he will know you've got your memory back.
All right, I'll be careful.
Yeah, just be quiet, especially when he's around.
Mel, what do you think he'd do if he found out?
I don't know.
Mel?
I don't know. And frankly, I really don't want to find out. Now, Laura, if we play our cards right, you'll still be safe, and we might find something else out about David.
How's that?
I don't know. Don't ask me that now.
Oh, excuse me. When can I ask?
When I have figured out what we are going to do here.
And meanwhile, I play memory loss.
Exactly. In fact, while you're at it, maybe you can forget about swiping those pretty little carved animals. I mean, the last thing we really need right now is for you to get busted in some bargain basement.
Okay, where'll the trinkets be?
They could be here, or maybe here.
Well, you got that narrowed down.
Well, it's going to be somewhere on the ground floor. I'll ask for the right counter once I get there.
Well, you're going to hang back, I hope. I mean, there's no point in her seeing you before you see her.
Believe me, I'll hang back.
Well, maybe we should cover the counters.
I can handle that. Don't worry.
Just giving you an out in case you want one.
I do.
Hello.
Hi.
Well, aren't you chipper?
Yeah. Things going well at the hospital.
Ruby's better?
Much, and her spirits are up.
That's great. So it looks like she's going to be all right.
Yeah, doctor's expecting a normal recovery.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's great. So, what have you been doing here?
We've been working out our plan for Gorham's. Friday.
Without moi.
Without moi.
Well, because they're just very simple plans.
Well, with the two of you, I would expect simple plans.
Does he ever give up?
Occasionally in his sleep.
Well, it's very interesting, I must say.
What do you see?
I see a bunch of unconnected, bizarre, abstract lines that sort of just make a very interesting picture. Shall we sell it to the Museum of Modern Art, do you think?
Could you give me a break for once and just be serious? Please?
I'll try.
Okay.
Explain it.
All right. These are the 2 exits. Here and here.
A department store with only 2 exits? I don't believe it.
Well, there are other exits, but they're fire exits and they're locked.
Oh. Just what you need in a fire, locked exits.
Anyway, you will be here.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, you'll be at the side entrance.
Of course, Robert's good at side entrances.
If you don't want to do this, fine.
All right. I'm so sorry. Please go on.
Okay. I'm going to be here at the jewelry counter. And if she tries to run from me like she did before, you guys will have to grab her.
Yeah, well, I don't understand how you can be so sure she's going to show up in the first place.
Haven't we been through that?
Yeah, I know. She's your sister. You understand everything about her, but, well, don't blame me if she doesn't show.
Believe me, I won't blame myself if she doesn't show. But I will blame you if you don't catch her.
That won't happen.
Well, just so you guys don't forget, that's what she looks like. What's wrong?
She looks too much like my wife.
Hey, mate.
I know, it's all right, Margaret. I'll be okay. Someday soon.